YouTube, what's going on today? Look, I've been doing some thinking. After we did that last video of the RS2, which is one of my favorite guide flies, there's another one off the top of my head I wanted to show you all. This is my version of the electric caddis. Gonna put a lot of fish in your net, gonna make a lot of people happy, and guarantee some good times on the river. Let's get diving in on this bad boy.
Wading deep where the river bends, lines cast out like a whispered friend. Sunrise hits the mountain's jaw, breath freezes quick, ain't no time to thaw. Hooked on the wild, hooked on the free, fly rod dancing like it's part of me. Duck calls echo through the morning haze, Rocky Mountain blood runs through my veins. Feathers fall where the geese once soared.
All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and start off. We're gonna use a size 18 Umpqua nymph hook as well as a 1/16 gunmetal bead head. I'm not too particular on the bead head style. As long as it doesn't look too bulky on the fly or too thin, it's gonna give you a good presentation at the end. We're also gonna use a size 6/0 olive thread. This is a guide fly, y'all. So this is a pretty quick fly. Another one just like the RS2. It's a quick fly to turn and burn. Doesn't take a lot of material. I think there's only like maybe 4 parts to this fly. It's really all, and mainly thread is your body. We're going to use a little bit of dubbing, but that's mainly going to build up around the bead head. But yeah, so let's dive right into this, show you how quick and easy this thing really is. Produces a bunch of fish. This is a great caddis pattern, y'all. Phenomenal caddis pattern. So we're going to start out, make a few wraps behind the bead head. I don't like to bulk up the bead head just because I'm going to be using a lot of dubbing at the end, and I don't want to make it harder on myself to tie off. So once we get our thread wrapped in there, we're going to go ahead and clip it down. Go ahead and take your handy dandy razor blade, snip it off, and finish that all the way down, about halfway down the hook's shank. So you can see the bend right there, about halfway down the bend. And then I'm going to stop and I'm going to start coming back up. So I want to make a cigar body. Don't want to go too far ahead. Like I said before, I'm going to stop a little bit before it and I'm going to start working my way back. I like to typically go, if you do 2 full passes up and back on this fly, it typically gives you enough bulk for the body. So boom, there's one more going back. And then we're going to wrap one forward and we're going to tie in now our wire. This is going to give the ribbing of the fly. I'm just using a brass wire. Your typical brass wiring. Don't need too much. It's not a lot, just a little bit, maybe about 3 or 4 inches, give you enough room to work with. All we're going to do is tie this in at the base. Try to tie it in to where let me see if I can tie this in on the other side so you guys can see. Try to tie it in to where it goes along the fly and kind of fits up into that bead head, and that'll kind of hold your bead head there for you. So go ahead and lock it on down, wrap forward. Again, I'm not wrapping all the way to the bead head still, just because I don't want to lose that that void space for me to finish off my thread. So now I'm going to follow this all the way down to the hook, just like so. Coming all the way on down, and then we're going to wrap back up. And once we get, now we're going to go to the top of the bead head, stop, pause, and hang the thread. And this is where we're basically going to wrap our ribbing and do the majority of the fly is about done. So all we're going to do is counter wrap back on itself. Typically, if you can count 4 wraps, you've done well. That's all you need is about 4 wraps, 4 little ribs. That last one, so there's our 4th right there. Try to evenly space them out. That last wrap I just did, I'm just going to bend it over, and that's not really important. We're going to cover that up anyway. So I'm just going to wrap back around on this. Try not to cover that 4th rib up if we can. So now we've got our wire secured in. Go ahead and see if we can helicopter that bad boy. If not, you can snip it, not a big deal. Push her on down and wrap that thread on in. Secure that wire down. See if your wire starts to, or if your wire splits your thread, just give her a few spins. It'll correct it. And now we're going to cover up basically from that 4th rib, we're going to cover up with dubbing. Now, same thing as the RS2, y'all. What we're going to use is it's an ice dubbing, but it is a olive and brown ice dubbing. This is going to give it a little bit of flash for the legs. We're not going to use a lot. So this ball I have, I'm only going to pinch off just a little bit of it, y'all. Not too much. You do not want to create a massive bulkhead on this. So spin it on in there, slide it on up. This is an easy, fast fly to tie, guys. We're almost done already. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're done. All we got to do is whip finish, bury that thread in there behind that bead head, just like so. And you're done. That is it. There is our electric caddis ready to go and catch a bunch of fish. You can take your brush if you want to and brush this out a little bit, get some hairs kind of sticking out for you, make it look a little more buggy. And yeah, the thing's ready to go, y'all. Ready to go and thunder whop them. Put a hurting on them. Get your fishy friends, hang out with you, hand out some free piercings. You know, that's a great pattern, a phenomenal caddis pattern. Look how buggy that looks. So you can run this. I like to run this if I'm running like a hopper dropper rig. If I'm not running something like a stonefly or a bigger, you know, perdigon or something to really get it down, I love throwing on one of these electric caddis. That bead head really gives it some weight to get that RS2 or that emerger, whatever's behind it. It gets it further down into the column. But this is a great pattern, y'all. Check it out. Drop a like, hit the subscribe, catch out some more flies. We'll be pumping out a few more here in the next few days. A few more of my favorites. And then I want to take some recommendations, anything you guys want to see me put a twist on. We're going to do a rusty trombone here on the next video. We're going to step it up to some streamers, some articulated stuff. Going to basically show you guys how I like to tie one of my favorite brown trout flies, also a bass fly. So stay in touch, keep watching the videos, guys, and I will check y'all in the next one.